Okay, so what we're doing is going to make astonishingly breathtaking sentences for our final writing project. This is going to take some hard work. It was not easy, but you can do it, and I'm going to help you step by step. So your assignment was to make a how-to guide on surviving my class, right? All right, so one of the things that you might want to do in order to do well in my class is to turn in work on time. So this would be a simple sentence. You have a verb and you have the noun. So it's a simple sentence. Turn in work. So really we could just say turn in work. But this is going to be actually an adjective, turn in work on time. And the adjective just describes what you're doing with this work. If you look at this, I was trying to figure out how to write this out to take it from this simple sentence and make it into a nice, well-detailed sentence. So it took me some work and a lot of little mistakes. So it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to do some thinking about it. But again, like I said, you can do it. My first attempt was to say, in order to be a diligent student, turn in work on time. So yeah, that did make this a little bit more interesting, but it really wasn't what I was looking for. So then I tried to reword it. I said, in order to be a diligent student, one that, and I didn't even finish that thought because I didn't like it. So then what helped me was to write a simile. So I will show you. Okay, so since I just came home from my son's baseball game, I have baseball in my mind. So my idea was to say, like a batter that swings too late. So like a batter that swings too late. So you know, like how you would if you swing too late, you don't get to hit the ball, and then you're going to get out. So that was my idea with why I would say like a batter that swings too late. But then I added some more description here. Missing the pitch. Missing the pitch and striking out. Comma, because this is giving more detail to that. So this is not a complete sentence, and this is not a complete sentence. Those are called clauses. So those are just giving me additional information. So here's my metaphor, or actually a simile since we say like a batter that swings too late, missing the pitch and striking out. Now here I get to my comparison. Work turned in late causes a strike. So we're continuing on with that baseball metaphor. A batter that swings too late, you're going to get a strike. Well, a strike is also, in school, it's going to give you a 0, right? So work turned in late causes a strike. And then I'm going to say a sinister 0. And I could just say a 0, but this sinister is an adjective, and we want to have a lot of description. So this whole adjective makes the writing more interesting. A sinister 0, comma, because we're going to write an incredibly long, amazingly, astonishingly breathtaking sentence. We can do it. Okay, so a sinister 0 so what is happening with my sinister 0? This is going to fatally drops your grade. And then I got really descriptive. So and this is almost a hyperbole too. So if you're dropping your grade really low, how far can your grade really go? Well, as far low as you can. So I said drops your grade into the nether worlds. And you know what the nether worlds is, right? It's where Hades lives. into the netherworlds of the grading spectrum. And then we need a comma because this is going to be an additional, it's a clause, so it's going to be a bunch of adjectives. It's further describing what I'm talking about with this low grade. If I turn my work in on time, all of these bad things are going to happen. So into the netherworlds of the grading spectrum, and what's going to happen, so I can add some more description here. Causing much stress. Is this a word that we could probably look up and make better? Probably. Let's see. If I were to Google stress synonym, what do we come up with? Stress is a noun, so we could use pressure, tension, strain, anxiety, trouble, difficulty, hassle. I could use any of those, but I think I like stress, so I'm just going to stick with stress. And then comma. And now finally I'm going to get out of my metaphor, and I'm going to start talking about, let's see, how am I going to say this? Well, I've done this terrible thing to myself. I've turned in my late work, so the only way to get out of this mess is to start turning in work, right? But it's not an easy task to get out of your zero, as some of us know. So I just need to add that last part. And making the ascent back up to passing a difficult. So difficult, kind of a common word, right? I was thinking maybe I want to try to jazz that up a little bit. So I'm going to go with laborious. So it means the same thing, but it's just different, and that's what we want to do. So a laborious task. So check it out. Look how I've turned this very simple sentence, turn in work on time, to this jazzed up sentence. Like a batter that swings too late, missing the pitch and striking out, work turned in late causes a strike, a sinister zero that fatally drops your grade into the netherworlds of the grading spectrum, causing much stress and making the ascent back up to passing a laborious task. So, do you think this is going to be advice for an incoming junior? Definitely. We want to get our work turned in on time, so that way we don't have to strike out and get this horrible zero that gives you all this stress and then makes passing so much more difficult. So keep this in mind. You can watch this video again. This is the kind of sentence that we want to work on. And as you can see, it took us some time to get here. We went from here, and I did all this thinking here, and then we have this nice finished sentence. And this is what we want to include in our final product, which, as you can see, I have here. So this is what we want it to look like, your final product. So I have here, turn in work on time. That's my simple sentence. And here's my jazzed up sentence. And then I have an illustration. So in order to get a good grade for this assignment, this is what we want our product to look like. Now, be amazing. You can do this.